tried to cut through that time, but going to be able to be wrestled down to the ground by Acosta. Nice open field tackle by him. Otherwise, Lieber could have went the distance, but it's a big gain for Laguna Hills, and they're in Birmingham territory.
Man, I love that play call right there, right on third down. You're expecting a kind of a pass rush coming right in your face, so perfect time to call for a little running back screen. Lieber catches the ball, makes a couple guys miss. Big game for Laguna Hills.
28 yards on the pickup. Lieber also second on this team in receptions and leads the team in receiving touchdowns in addition to being a 2,000-yard rusher. You saw him there in the screen game. And now they give it to him out of the back. Tries the right side, and Morales is able to get him around the waist, and he got some help from his buddies as well. But a pickup there of about four for Lieber on the right side brings up second down.
You'll take 4 yards, 5 yards on every first down if you can. I mentioned it before at the opening, man. I covered his older brother, Mitch, and he was a national recruit. Chose Stanford over offers from all the Pac-10, Pac-12, Cal, and UCLA. And for whatever reason, again, Troy kind of reminds me a lot of him. Two-way standout, just not getting the same kind of national acclaim, although he has the same kind of production.
4.4 GPA.
Jeez.
He's getting some offers from Rice, Army, Penn, and USD. Tries the right side again and able to get across the 20, and it's close to a first down.
Like 2 of my GPAs combined back when I was in high school.
You
so
can
I'm not proud of that.
Mine and yours. We might not still be able to get to his.
I couldn't even spell 4-4.
Those are big facts, Willie. Big facts. I echo those sentiments. Jim Rose trying to solve this riddle that is Troy Lieber and Laguna Hills offense on this first possession of the game. 3rd and 1 now for Laguna. And they're at the Birmingham 16-yard line. They stack the box. They go to the ground again. Lieber going to pop it to the outside, lowers his shoulder, and is down just shy of the 10. Tackle made there by JoJo Adams, but it's going to be a first down for the Hawks.
And you know what I love? We talked about it before the game started, Sean, is I love watching football teams like this, Birmingham and Laguna Hills. And, last week I saw Mater Dei and Bosco. But, these schools, not as big, but they're just so well schooled, so well techniqued, so well coached up. And, Laguna Hills talked about their offensive line, not big, but, man, they get off the ball really, really quick. It's fun to watch.
It's the speed of Laguna Hills versus the size of Birmingham. And who's going to be the more dominant tonight?
And for years, I watched De La Salle with their 220-pound offensive line and go and manhandle everybody because, again, it was technique, it was get off, and it was hand placement.
1st and 10 from the 12. Lieber tries the left side. First time tonight, and he's dragged into the end zone, and it's a touchdown, Laguna Hills, on their first possession of the game. Troy Lieber, 40th rushing touchdown of the season. That's a new Laguna Hills high school record.
Laguna Hills has had some dudes, too. Mike Jones is a player that I covered back in the day, one of the top running backs in the country. So he didn't just break a record of some slappies. He broke a record of some dudes back in the day at Laguna Hills. Really impressive opening drive for Laguna. Man, had that opening first.
And after is good. And so Laguna Hills goes on top 7-0. The record belonged to who? Mike Jones, broken now by Troy Lieber, his 40th rushing score of the season, and it puts the Hawks in front by a touchdown. We'll step aside. Birmingham will have their crack at it.
That means it was 4-2. He still got 5. Okay, front line, heads up, any trick on the outside, right? Ball, make sure the ball is kicked over your head before you move. Sure it's kicked. Good block. Let's go to work, all right? Let's go. We didn't get that easy, guys.
Stay ready, Monster. Let's stay ready.
So Laguna Hills will kick it off after taking the opening drive for a touchdown and finding the end zone thanks to Troy Lieber. Vincent Garcia will put it on the tee for Laguna Hills, and this one, a low-line driver, going to be taken at the 15-yard line and getting up that far sideline is Birmingham before being taken down at the 35. There's Antrell Hall there on the return for Birmingham. And take a look there at the sophomore, Kingston Tisdale. The signal caller for the Patriots has set a sophomore record for passing yards in the Birmingham program this season. Got 1,800 yards passing, 17 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. You see the last scoring drive there by Laguna Hills. Lieber touched the ball on 6 of those 7 plays, including the 12-yard touchdown score. They go to the ground, first play tonight, and quickly driven backwards, and that was Garcia who just had that last kickoff, the first Hawk to get there. Brings up a second down. Take a look at Tisdale. See his numbers on the season. 2nd and 9 coming up. They go to the ground one more time. And not much happening for Naeem Morgan, as that Hawk defense showing so far that they are unrelenting. Troy Lieber in there coming from his safety position to get into the mix. You see the skill players for Birmingham. Morgan, the transfer from Nevada. Waters will do just about everything. Harris is a fast one. On the offensive line, a bunch of big boys up front. All of them at least 250 pounds. They'll rotate at one of the tackle spots with Anthony Noguera. Here's a pass, the first of the night from Tisdale, and it is caught by Waters at midfield, but there is a flag on the play. So it would be enough for a first down, but it's going to be coming back. It's a hold against the Patriots.
That's a really nice throw and pass, though, just kind of watching Waters on that throw. And one of the things I would look for in a quarterback is how early does he get the ball out. Anticipation that ball was out before he even came out of his break. Perfect throw, but it's coming back for a hold.
Here's the defense for Laguna Hills. Lieber, you see him, he lines up at a safety as well. Weber is a good one and a playmaker on that back end for the Hawks. It's going to be a 3rd and long. They set up the screen, pass caught, and there is Waters with some room. He gets close to midfield, but enough for a first down.
It's a different level of an athlete. You watch Waters and just how smooth and fluid he is, but man, he's got a little explosive burst to him as well. On a field full of athletes, he jumps out for me. That's an absolute dart, man. He's got some got some juice. And then again, just look at the fluidity and how he runs. And again, he's 6'1", pushing 6'2", long. Really impressive looking athlete for sure, Waters.
Birmingham at their 47-yard line. They try the left side again, and here is the back Morgan. And he's able to get enough for another first down there. So a 10-yard pickup for Morgan and a consecutive first downs here for this Patriot offense.
Yeah, Morgan's 6 feet, 200 pounds. So he's, I would call him not a big back, but good size running back, decisive, sees the whole vision and finishes his runs going forward. First down, back-to-back for Birmingham.
The young man who transferred from Las Vegas. They give it to him one more time. The burst up the middle, second level, and there goes Morgan. Naeem Morgan with white jerseys behind him, and he's going to beat them all. Touchdown, Birmingham. 43 yards on the carry.
And how impressive with those last 3 or 4 plays, right? They went from 3rd and long to a big first down pickup by Waters, couple of back-to-back runs by Naeem Morgan. Nice answer. I think Morgan showed a little bit of everything on that drive, right? We saw the vision, the power, the patience, and then the top-end speed to finish off that last run.
We told you both of these teams like to run the ball. Saw a heavy dose of run for Laguna Hills, and then it's the 43-yard touchdown run by Naeem Morgan to get Birmingham on the board. The extra point is good, and we're all knotted up at 7 apiece with 5:17 to play in this first quarter.
We thought we might see some fireworks tonight, Rashawn, just because the offense was so explosive. Both teams made it look kind of easy on those first 2 drives.
You see what Morgan was able to do there. A nice stiff form there in the second level. 4 rushes, 55 yards on that drive for Morgan. As you see the scoring drive, Birmingham eating up 2 minutes, 22 seconds to tie this thing up. Let's send it down to Nikki. We'll get back to Nikki in a moment. 5:17 left in the first. We're all tied up at 7 apiece. So each team scores on its opening possession. And so Oliva will put it on the tee to kick this thing off back to Laguna Hills. And here's another one that goes out of bounds.
I'm a little puzzled right now, I got to be honest, with the strategy on this kickoff returns, giving them really good starting field position. Went for the pooch kickoff.
And we were talking to
both
Coach
times so
Rose
far
during the week. He said Oliva's got about a 65% touchback ratio. And so obviously that's enough leg to get it there, but you also have Troy Lieber back there.
And obviously he knows how good Troy is, but I think there's ways you can maybe squib it a little bit deeper down the field.
Lieber's taken 2 to the house this season as a kickoff return.
And Lieber does not ever leave the field. Kickoff return, starting safety, starting running back, and
he's very good on special teams. Very good on special teams. So Austin will go under center for the first time tonight. They shift offensively. It's 1st and down from the 35. The pitch to Lieber. And he gets across the 40 before Waters and company get to him.
Yeah, I like Lieber's running style as well, man. He doesn't get too cute, doesn't dance around, decisive, right? Sees a little bit of a hole, explodes through it.
Emiliano Carlos in there on the help as well. 6-yard pickup for Lieber brings up a 2nd down and 4.
And those Tonga twins on the defensive line, they're both 300 pounds, number 54, 53, Bo and Nick, respectively. It's a lot of beef right there in that interior D-line.
2nd down, Laguna Hills from their own 42. They go back to the ground. And that's going to be a pickup of about 3, setting up a 3rd and short. David Vega, the first one to him for Birmingham. Let's send it down to Nikki.
Well, you guys, Troy Lieber's name is all over the Laguna Hills High School. His parents met actually in 1988. His mom's a teacher. Coach Lester told us that he's known Troy since he was about the age of 3, and his brother, as you mentioned earlier, is playing at Stanford now. So that Lieber name has been etched over all over the halls of the Hawks.
Thank you, Nikki. And there's a stop there on 3rd down as Lieber ran into that brick wall of the Birmingham defense. And so decision here.
Absolutely. Looks
4th down and short. Looks like the offense is staying out there, GB.
I like it.
That's
man.
how you roll,
Hey,
man.
Matt Logan disciple right here. I'm a fan of just being aggressive, and I know Coach Lesher said it's not house money. They expect you to be here, but for me, you already got your CIF championship ring. You're playing in a regional. Just let it all hang out.
4th and 1, Laguna Hills from their own 44. Austin will try the sneak and will use every inch of that 6'5" frame to try to get across the sticks, and he needed every bit of it.
Dude, he's a big
barely
kid.
got there.
He's a big kid. I was watching him. I'm going, dude, this guy looks like Brock Heward, who used to play quarterback for Washington, man. Big old lefty, 6'4", 6'5", and TCU did that same exact play. They'd have won the game today, Sean.
Man,
it's kind of pulling for TCU.
Me too.
Just push. Line up behind your big quarterback and just push him forward for an inch.
You and me both. What a year by Max Duggan. Hopefully
Love
see
Max.
him in New York next week. So the 4th down conversion is successful for Laguna Hills, and they'll keep this drive alive. 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Austin. They go to Lieber, left side. Lieber a burst, and a nice job of being able to corral him there by Plaza, leading tackler on this team. Over 100 tackles coming into today.
Yeah, Birmingham had 9 guys in the box on that last play. If they do want to do something, little play action, I think it's going to be wide open.
You see Ace Acosta in there coming up from the secondary, helping on that stop there. I'll tell you what, if Plaza doesn't wrap him up, Lieber had nothing but Birmingham turf in front of him. 2nd and 3. Inside of Birmingham territory. They go Lieber again, and there's Plaza to wrap him up in the backfield. 14th tackle for loss this season for the sophomore. And that'll push Laguna Hills backwards.
Eddie Plaza, yeah, coach was extremely high on him. I mentioned it, just a sophomore, but he will be, he said, a next level prospect in a couple of years. He's quick, athletic, does not miss. I like the war paint.
Learned a lot last year playing behind some of the seniors on this team, did Plaza, and now stepping into a starring role and has excelled as a sophomore. 3rd and 5, play fake. Austin rolling to his left, looking, throws on the run, and caught there along the sideline. Jake Minota making the grab. Just his 7th catch of the season. They seldom use Minota.
I'm not even sure who that ball was. They had 2 Laguna Hills receivers with about a yard apart, and he had a guy breaking open early. I was pointing saying, now. He had him open right about now. And he ended up throwing it, and I mean, he knew what he was doing, obviously, but I was thinking he was aiming it for the top of the screen. Didn't get the number of that receiver, but hey, it's 1st down for Laguna.
Jake Minota there on the grab. Uniform number 7, 5'9", 160-pound junior. And we're under a minute here. In this one, there's a stoppage on the field.
I think Mason Fromm was number 20, the guy who I was saying was open early. But I mentioned before, man, sports writer's dream when you have 2 teams that run the ball, man, that clock does not stop.
We're moving.
This has been one of the fastest first quarters I've ever seen.
Ball at the Birmingham 37. They go up the middle once again. And get to the second level easily. And that was Ferlato getting the carry. Nick Ferlato, sophomore.
Some stuff done right there between those tackles.
So Ferlato on his first carry of the night picks up 6. And Laguna Hills is going to let the time tick off on this first quarter.
fun first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams
like
sort of
it.
status quo, right?
Yeah, what we expected, right? Run the football, be effective at it, and neither team has been stopped yet. Not really even close to being stopped.
So Laguna Hills will keep the drive alive on the other side of the break after one. Hawks 7, Patriots 7. It's the Southern California 3A championship. Start of the second quarter here at Birmingham High School. We're all knotted at 7 apiece. Laguna Hills driving. Second and short from the Birmingham 29-yard line. They go back to the ground and Lieber once again, and they string them out. They take them down for a loss of 1. Jaden Schuler in there on the stop for Birmingham.
I like Schuler. I've seen him a few times now. Impressive looking athlete. And string him out, that's a great way to describe that, right? Just inside, not much there. Had to bounce it outside, and Schuler was right there to wrap him up.
5th third down tonight for Laguna Hills. They're 3 of 4 thus far. This will be a 3rd and 4 from the Birmingham 30. Austin, play fake. Lefty gonna let it fly. He has a man, incomplete. He was looking for Otten there. And I'm not sure if Otten tipped that or did JoJo Adams get his hands on that in coverage for Birmingham.
I think Adams got a piece of that. I think Otten actually had about a half a step on him. Two-way player along with Lieber. Their other two-way player starts at corner and wide receiver. And I mentioned earlier in the game, he was getting himself open, but yeah, really nice play.
Yeah, you see the
by
recovery
the corner.
there.
Recovery, 100%. He was open for about a second.
The offense going to stay out there. On the last drive, Laguna Hills converted its long 4th down. We're going to try to do it again here. 4th down and 4 at the Birmingham 30. Channel defense by the home crowd. They fire it to the outside, and pass caught for a first down, and that's Minota again. So he came into tonight with just 6 catches. He's already got 2 big ones here in this first half for Laguna Hills. The Seldom used junior.
Saving him for this game tonight, Rashawn. Doing the whole De La Salle when they hit Maurice Drew for the first 5 games back in the day.
The 5th leading receiver, I beg your pardon, on this team, Jake Minota.
Yeah, when Austin gets his feet set, he's got a cannon for an arm right there.
It looks good, right?
Yeah, he's smooth and
tries to keep it there that time on the zone read, and not much doing there.
Yeah, he spins the heck out of the football. I was watching him warm up, and everything was an absolute rope.
So a 2nd and 9 coming up here.
That's Nick Tonga right there, Rashawn. He's the singer of the 2 twins.
Yeah, Coach told us the story. Nick had to miss practice earlier this week because he was singing in the school choir. And so they let him have it in the weight room the next day. More on that story in a bit. Here's a 2nd and 9 now. From the 15, they give it to Lieber. He tries the right side and spins his way up to the 10-yard line for a pickup of about 8. It's going to be a little bit shy of the first down to bring up a 3rd and 1. But all the players were asking Bo Tunga, his twin, like, are you going to go watch your brother sing? And he's like, no, what do I want to do that for?
No chance. No chance.
No chance.
That Laguna Hills offensive line, 225, 210, 195, 200, and 225. Not a big offensive line, but, man, they are fun to watch. They are so fundamental in how they get off the ball, and they're just so smooth. Again, mention it just being well coached.
Timeout taken here by Laguna. So it'll be their first charge timeout. Comes with 9:36 to play in this first half. A 3rd and 1 coming up for Laguna Hills. And while we got a moment, let's check in with Nikki.
Well, just talking the Laguna Hills coaching staff, right? You have Coach Lester, who's been on the staff for 31 years. He has also Bruce Ingalls, who's been on the coaching staff for 35 years and spent 18 years as the team's head coach. And now he's assisting Coach Lester. The offensive line coach, Kirk Brown, also graduated from Laguna Hills in 1991. And defensive coordinator Joel Wittenberg is a former player, a Hawk, and assistant Freddie Banks has been with the program for over 20 years. A whole lot of experience on that coaching staff, guys.
Absolutely, Nikki. A lot of continuity. That's what I call growing old together.
Yes, absolutely.
GB.
We saw Coach Croson pre-game, right? Former Birmingham coach, and then talk about a legend. Ed Croson, for me, man, he's up there. He's a Mount Rushmore. I'm going through my best coaches of all time that I've personally covered, and some of those Birmingham teams back in 06, 07, 08, man, those were some legendary city section teams.
And no argument here.
Jackson Twins, Milton Knox, Devon Flournoy.
Here's Lieber on 3rd and 1. Hop, skip, and a jump to the 2nd level and just shy of the goal line.
Look at him
But a
finish.
first down sets up a 1st and goal from about the 1-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, every running back will get what's there, but the really good ones, you know, what do they get after contact? What do they get when there's not a whole lot there? Can they manufacture a couple yards on their own? Can they finish a run? You get hit 3 yards. Can they pull forward for about 2 or 3 more? He just did it right there.
1st and goal at the 1. Full house backfield. Austin under center. They hand it off to Lieber, and he hops into the end zone for his 2nd score of the night. So it's been all Troy Lieber all the time here for Laguna Hills. And the folks who've made the long trek up from South Orange County watch their Hawks go on top 13-7 here with 9:05 to play, 2nd quarter.
That is a little bit of a road. Yeah, about 2-hour drive, right? About an hour, a little over an hour
that's
for
how
me.
long Coach Lester said it took his guys to get up here on the slow school bus, though, however.
One of those yellow school? They didn't have one of those nice? Come on, this is
yellow
Laguna.
School bus in Saturday traffic, which is very underrated by most. I'm telling you, it's one of the worst traffic days of the week.
I'm Huntington Beach, so it took me about an hour, so figured another hour for him.
I'm in Carson. It took me about an hour or so to get out here, out in the South Bay. Did you see Lieber, his 41st rushing touchdown of the season, second tonight. That drive engineered, orchestrated beautifully there by the signal caller, Austin there, who you just saw on your screen. But if you're Birmingham, it's one thing to know it's coming, but you got to stop it. And so far, like many, though, this season, they have not been able to stop number 6 for the Hawks.
No, and again, it's that offensive line that's undersized, but they are so good. They all just watch how in sync they are when they get off the ball. It's, again, reminded me, and this is a huge comp, but those old school De La Salle teams that were about 220 and just punish teams. They have 8, 9 guys in the box. The receivers are singled up. Still can't stop the run right now.
Look at that drive. Chewed off 8 minutes of the clock. 15 plays, 65 yards. That is a big boy drive, Greg Biggins.
The first half was over almost 3/4 over, and the Birmingham's only had the ball one time so far.
Yeah. And that was just Laguna's second possession.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there are not a lot of possessions to be had in this one, you'd imagine. And so the scoring is going to be a must. Garcia, who handles all the kickoffs for Laguna, will put it on the tee. One of the biggest kickers you'll ever see. Because he only twilights as a kicker, though, however. He's really a linebacker.
Be nice. Be nice.
And here is the kick taken by Hall once again. As Laguna trying to stay away from Waters. And so Hall will set up Birmingham with some decent field position, 27 yards on that kickoff return. Also ran into the legend himself, one of the greatest players in Los Angeles City section history, Milton Knox, on the field pregame. The Birmingham alum. That was really cool to talk to him and Coach Croson, and those two remain close, which is obviously something great to see. You love to see it. They go back to the ground, and there's Morgan getting the first carry on this drive. Morgan with a 43-yard touchdown run on the first drive of the game for Birmingham to put them on the board.
I mean, it's crazy to think about, but that 07-08 Birmingham team was the state team of the year.
Had some dudes.
Yeah, they had some dudes, but just imagine right now our climate with Mater Dei and Bosco and, Los Al, Mission Viejo, whoever. Can you imagine an LA City section team being the number 1 team in California? That Birmingham team back then,
they were it.
They were the number 1 team in the whole entire state.
Here's the rollout and looking for Waters there, but unsuccessful is Tisdale. And correct me if I'm wrong here, but that was the team that got stiffed from the state championship, right? I think they were a top contender, and that's when it was a selection process, right? And
they lost to Crespi first game of the year, rolled through everybody else, and then I don't remember why did they get stiffed?
And I believe it was Canyon Country, Harry Welch's team that got the nod, and they ended up actually winning the state championship. But many people thought that it should have been Birmingham who got the nod there. And look, they were a contender for not only state championship title, but also a national championship. Here's the pass delivered out to Waters at the 40-yard line. And that is complete. And a first down here for Birmingham.
That is so nice.
I could be getting my years confused. But I mean, those were... There was a year like that where Birmingham got stiff for sure. Nelson was a part of that squad.
But bringing it back to present day, man, I just... That is a really nice route concept, and again, getting the ball out on time, easy delivery.
Yeah, we got split backs.
Really nice looking quarterback.
Ball at the 41, 1st and 10. They hand it off right side, and that is Acosta getting the carry. Ace Acosta, the wide receiver, getting that carry there. And pick up a 5 there. Will set up a second down.
Yeah, Tisdale, Birmingham's quarterback. Again, I just enjoyed watching him in warm-ups. Just nice, easy, mechanically very strong.
They hand it off, and they'll try the left side across the 35-yard line. I beg your pardon, is the freshman Ronell Hewitt. And speaking of Knox, Hewitt, just a freshman, broke Milton Knox's freshman rushing record here in the program. And we take a look at number 21, folks. You're going to be hearing and seeing a lot from him in the future. Jim Rose says he's the next one. He's the next back going to be a load in the future. He's got 637 yards and 10 touchdowns on the ground entering tonight. And they try Waters there that time. And Laguna Hills is all on top of it.
Yeah, he's a good 3-4 yards short. And I think, obviously, at this point in the football field, you're going for it. But no, Coach Rose was kind of emphatic that, hey, this was going to be the year to get Birmingham, right? Yeah. They got a really young team, and goes next year, man, we got almost everybody coming back.
Just 6 senior starters on this team.
Could have a 4-peat.
So here's a 4th down and 4. Tisdale, nice pass, nice catch as he finds Waters on 3rd down for another conversion there. 4th down, I beg your pardon, for another conversion there and a 1st down.
No, I mean, that ball is out so quick. Again, I'm so impressed. Tisdale, I mean, watch Waters. He's not even close to being out of his break. The ball's out. It's a hard cover right there, Waters is, man. He's smooth, athletic.
14 yards on the pickup, brings up a 1st and 10 at the Laguna 21-yard line. Tisdale, play fake, delivers it near side. Waters from a little slip screen, broke a tackle. Oh, he's slippery in the open field. Dives, end zone, touchdown, Birmingham. Peyton Waters, too hot to trot, too slippery to touch, finds the end zone in Birmingham, an extra point away from tying this up.
And I love when the stars come out. I love when the players that you expected to come out and play. The 2 guys that we spotlighted in our opening were Waters and Lieber, and they've been dominant tonight.
They call those the rack yards. You love to see them. Here's the extra point. Up and good. So each team has scored on each of their first 2 possessions of this one. 6:10 left in this first half, and we're all knotted up 14 apiece. Thanks to Peyton Waters recording his 11th receiving touchdown of the season. You're taking a look at the leading candidate for LA City Section Player of the Year. Welcome back to Birmingham High School, all tied up at 14 apiece in the 3A Southern California Championship. The Stars have come out tonight. Peyton Waters just delivering his 11th receiving touchdown of the season. And for more on the possible Player of the Year candidate in the city section. Let's send it down to Nikki K.
Rashawn, it's been a spectacular season for the junior who's amassed over 900 receiving yards and over 400 rushing yards. Now, Coach Rose told us he is likely to be considered as a city section MVP. And when I asked Peyton about what that means to him, he told me he keeps a note on his phone with goals for the year, and MVP was among them. And he said to me, it will mean a lot to me. I've been working all year. That's one of my goals that I've had on my list, to get the MVP, and I'd be really grateful to get that award. There's a lot of good players in the city.
Absolutely, Nikki. Good stuff down there. But, hey, look.
He's got my award. I'm giving it to him right now. I've seen enough.
And there's a couple other players that may have a say-so. But I think you're looking at the leading candidate right there. He's now over 1,000 yards receiving on the season.
Man, I don't think it always has to go to the best player on the better team. You know, we all know that Shohei Ohtani should have gotten MVP this year. We all know that, right?
We all know that.
But in this case, I think Waters, best player on the best team, but he's also the best player, man. Two-way guy, and love the way he plays.
Here's Lieber trying that right side. Not much doing there.
Been a really clean. I don't want to jinx it, Ray, but it's a really clean game. I think we saw one penalty so far in the game. No chippy play at all. None of the after post-play nonsense that we sometimes see. This has been a really well-played game on both sides.
It certainly has. Lieber now up to 67 rush yards on 15 carries and a touchdown.
Dare I say, they almost seem like they're being too nice.
Rashawn Jackson over at Venice, also a possible candidate for Player of the Year in the city section as well. But there's Waters, and he continues to make his case.
He heard you.
He must have heard me.
Rashawn, hey, like, how can you? Are you really calling out somebody else in my game?
The guy's name is Rashawn, so I had to mention him.
Yeah.
Not too many of us out there. Between me, Rashawn Jackson, and Rashawn Slater of the Chargers, I mean, that's all to speak for L.A.
Look at, the two stars right there. I don't think anyone's brought Lieber down one-on-one tonight. It's been a group of guys gang tackling him. Waters said no. That's what City Player of the Years do.
Coming up from his safety spot.
I don't need help.
I tell you what, you see what he does on the field, and we haven't even seen the full complement of what Waters brings to a team, and this is going to be an encroachment.
I do love Angelo Gasca. That's my guy, going back 25, 30 years. So if you're going to shut out a Venice player, I'm right there with you.
And those two went at it in a double overtime thriller in the first round of the LA City Section Open Division, and it was Waters and company obviously being victorious in that one, and just a wild game.
Venice went for two, and
a game worthy of a championship.
Yes.
In all honesty,
yes.
You can make the case those are the two best teams in the city section this year, but because of the way they do the seeding based on the computer rankings, Birmingham was given the 7th seed, so had to go on the road every single game in the postseason to win a title. Here's Lieber fighting for the first down on 3rd and 5, and let's see. It looks like it's close. It's close. They're going to give it to him, so he gets right there to the 35-yard line. So unlike the Southern section, if you're familiar with Southern section football, a lot of times they do the coin flips to determine who gets a home game. In the city section, there's none of that. Whoever is the higher seed, if you will, they get the home game.
I don't hate that, honestly.
Me either.
I thought you should be rewarded, right, for having a better season.
Yeah.
So.
But the thing about Birmingham, and this is why the computers sort of knocked them, they started the season 0-4. They went 1-5 in the non-league. All 5 games, 2 Southern section teams. That's kind of the Birmingham way. That's how they do things around
Quality
here.
Southern section teams.
Absolutely. Here's a quick pass out to Otten. And Otten with some space across midfield and across the 45-yard line into Birmingham territory, and a first down for Laguna Hills.
I like Otten. I like him on both sides. Again, if you're high school, and this is what I like watching, these kind of teams. You see guys going both ways, and no one's specializing yet. Otten's been one of their best receivers all season, quality defensive back as well.
But then after starting 0-4, this Birmingham team has won 9 in a row. But you look at the record at the end of the regular season, just 6-4, and they got knocked for that.
I almost feel like you should be rewarded for playing a tough schedule against quality teams, right?
Lieber with the carry, and that's going to be close to a first down. You would think that you would, or you should.
And that's where I don't hate computer rankings. I think there's some value in it, but I think there should be a human element as well, right? Just to kind of make sure. We saw Sierra Canyon. They're an 8 seed in D2 behind 3 teams from their league, and they were the league champion.
Yeah.
Right? So I think computers are good maybe to get the bracket and then maybe have a human element to actually seed them.
There's something to be said about the eye test, right? 2nd and 1 from the Birmingham 36. Lieber met immediately, but he's going to get enough for the first down there. That was Morales making the stop. And it'll be a first down and 10 at the Birmingham 34. We're approaching 2 minutes to play here in this first half.
Love this game. You know, Laguna Hills, they do a great job of staying ahead of the chains, right? No negative plays on first or second down. No, false starts or, guys flinching, creating a first and 15 or a second long. They're always second and third and short. The biggest, I'm going to let Austin throw it.
Austin, that one too high, and
shot.
A big hit, and a flag comes in. A flag going to come in from the secondary.
Play.
Huge hit applied there by Dominic Jefferson.
Oh, that's football. I love protecting kids. I have 4 kids of my own, but this is football. It wasn't targeting. It didn't go for the head. And we're on the Birmingham side right now, Rashawn. These fans aren't happy with that call right now.
It's automatic first down. Call a personal foul. Let's see it again.
Yeah, throws a little bit high, but that's a shoulder-to-shoulder hit.
So maybe the launch, maybe, but you're right. There's no helmet-to-helmet contact there. It's shoulder-to-shoulder. The only thing I can say there is possibly the launch. Is May would have drawn the flag there, but I'm with you.
I say launch away. If there's no head-to-head contact, and I thought it was a boom play, and that's a huge call right there.
5th penalty of the night for Birmingham for 40 yards. Laguna Hills yet to draw a flag tonight. 1:47 left in the half. Here's Lieber dancing, pushes it to the outside. Lieber makes a cut. Lieber inside the 10, down the sideline into the end zone. And it's a touchdown, Laguna Hills. Troy Lieber with the hat trick here in the first half.
What a great run. The skill set was on display. Right vision between the tackles wasn't there. Bounced outside. Little jump cut. Cuts up the field, book a couple tackles, and finishes his runs. A great running back. Always finishes going forward. Lieber having himself a night.
20 carries, 96 yards, and 3 touchdowns for Troy Lieber, as the point after is good. Laguna Hills 21, Birmingham 14, $1:39 left in this half. Let's see that great run again, Greg.
Little jump cut to the outside and showed off a little bit of speed, a little bit of. I thought he was going to get tackled right about the 6-7 yard line. Broke through that tackle. Yeah. Right there, you got to wrap him up a little better. But again, man, he's got some speed. He's got some top end speed. Kind of ran away from that tackle, and we might not see a punt tonight, Rashawn.
He may have been a ballet in a former life. The way he was able to tiptoe that sideline. Beautiful work there by Troy Lieber, who was looking to shatter the rushing touchdown record set by Mike Jones back in 1997, which was also a great year for this Laguna Hills football program. They won the second of their 4 CIF titles that season. They won in 91, 97, 2008, and this year in 2022. Here is the kickoff, and that one taken by JoJo Adams, and Adams gets it to the 30, but nothing more.
My guy Marty Spalding was the O-line, D-line coach on that Laguna Hills team, did the strength training. One of the best, if not the best, O-line coaches I've ever been around. Probably the biggest character, most hilarious guy you've ever seen, man. He was old school, had that little Clint Eastwood get off my lawn kind of vibe to him, but yeah, everyone loved him. So a minute 30 right now, Rashawn. Do you kind of keep the ball on the ground? You try to air it out a little bit?
It should be noted, Birmingham will receive the second half kickoff. So
that's big.
Maybe you do try to get some points here. Is that one thrown high, too tall for the intended target there, Antrell Harris. Tisdale tonight has completed 4 passes. All have gone to Waters.
Yeah, they bracketed Waters on that last play. I was kind of focusing on him, and if he's got single coverage, and I'm looking to go to him almost every time, kind of rolled over a safety. They're playing about 10 yards off of him as well, so showing him a lot of respect.
Here's Tisdale on 2nd and 10 from the 31. It's 4 of 6 tonight. Looking and up the sideline. That one thrown at the foot of the intended target, Acosta, as Tisdale hit on the play. Brings up a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, look, I don't know if it was miscommunication, like the receiver is ready to go, and the quarterback kind of just threw like thought it was going to just be an out.
Birmingham 2 for 3 on 3rd downs tonight.
There's a hole shot right there if he settled, but again, not pointing blame. I don't know what the play call was, but not on the same page. It's one of those games, Rashawn, almost feels like a basketball game where, you know, if one team kind of gets a little 2-possession, or let's let the play out for a second.
Oh, and it's going to be a sack here, as there was nowhere to go for Tisdale. They tried to roll him out, and the sack made there by the big defensive end, Travis Randolph, 6'4", 230-pound senior.
And again, Laguna Hills, quick timeout, right? For me, clock, you see so many coaches nowadays at all levels, even at the NFL, they just don't usually do a good job of clock possession late in the game, managing the clock and letting precious time tick away. That time, sack, quick timeout. Laguna Hills still has 1 timeout left. They're going to get the ball back in pretty good field position. But I was saying, if one of these 2 teams gets a 2-possession game, it's going to feel like 3 or 4 possessions.
First sack of the night for Laguna Hills. That was the 10th of the season for Randolph. This is Southern California Regional Championship weekend. Let's take a look at what happened last night. We were at that Mater Dei Catholic Downey game, Greg, and Mater Dei spotted Downey 21 points and came back to win that one 22-21. Pasadena Muir knocking off Palo Verde Valley of Blythe 33-7 last night, so shout out to Muir. Lancaster falling to Classical Academy by 20.
That game was at Blythe, which is almost Arizona, basically. And I think people were kind of shocked probably by that Sierra Canyon Lincoln score. I've seen Lincoln play. Number 1 running back in California for me, Roderick Robinson, and he's an absolute load to deal with going to Georgia next year.
High snap, and they get into the kicker. A flag comes. Lieber calls for a fair catch. It's made at the 48-yard line, but this likely going to be coming back.
Well, they're going to call running into the kicker, and I don't know how he didn't get the football at all, not even a piece of it.
And it's going to be personal foul roughing the kicker. It'll be a first down here for Birmingham. So they'll have 66 seconds to play with here. First penalty of the night for Laguna Hills.
Yeah, either you see roughing or running into the kicker. Waters never fell on the ground. So I was kind of thinking it would just be a running into the kicker, but I don't know. Actually, never mind. I take all that back. He killed him. I don't know how he missed the football, though. The angle that he came in
was right there. And so that was Randolph who made the big sack on 3rd down to force the punt. Comes in a little overzealous there on the punt, committing the foul. They give it to Morgan, and they try a little counter action there, but Laguna Hills not fooled.
Waters bounced to his feet so quickly. I was watching it real time, and I looked back. He was already up.
Tyler Davis, who had a big sack in the second half last week for Laguna Hills, making that stop. 2nd and 9. They throw it out in the flat. This is Morgan again, and he picks up just 2 this time. And the clock continues to tick. Birmingham still has all 3 of their timeouts, but not electing to use any of them at this point.
No,
30 seconds and less.
To your point, they get the ball to start the second half, correct? So not really a lot of urgency right now to try to score. Go ahead and take the ball into halftime and come out second half, and then you go ahead and do some damage.
Tisdale to Waters, running east and west there. Gets enough for the first down up to the 49-yard line. Clock will stop for them to move the sticks. Now here's the first timeout coming from the Birmingham sideline. So Jim Rose takes it with 11 seconds left. The first charge timeout for Birmingham. They'll have 2 left. Here's the scores from last night in the North in their regional championships. We know that it beat McClymonds. McClymonds of Oakland, they defeated Lemoore 49-35 last night. So it'll be McClymonds taking on Mater Dei Catholic in the 2AA final at Saddleback next week. De La Salle will make a return to Southern California as they knocked off Folsom by 3.
Yeah, I've been a De La Salle fan for a long time, and Folsom's kind of been the team up north the last couple seasons. So Spartans, good to see them kind of back on top. Yeah, always been kind of a De La Salle homer over the years. There was a time where there was not a state championship conducted without an appearance from De La Salle. Yeah. But they are making their return here to Southern California for the championships. 12 seconds left. Tisdale takes the snap, looking, and that one thrown at the shoe tops of the intended target, Adams. Brings up 2nd and 10. No, it's funny, even before, there was a bowl and a state championship for years. Cal High Sports, my guy Mark Tennis would always have De La Salle #1, and people in Southern California would say, he's a homer. what about Mater Dei? If De La Salle played down here, they would never do this. De La Salle came south, beat Mater Dei a couple times in a row, beat Long Beach Poly, game of the century, and everyone's kind of stopped talking about De La Salle being overrated. They kind of earned everyone's respect. This legendary program. You're talking about undersized offensive lines, and it kind of reminded me of one of those De La Salle teams that came down here to play a very good Servite team, and they just knocked them off the ball every single play. I've never seen any team like that. Waters, another reception, turns it upfield, close to a first down. Timeout comes from this near sideline. Timeout called by Birmingham, so there's going to be some more time added to the clock. Enough time to do a little Hail Mary? Is that what you would call right now, Rashawn? Or maybe some trick, maybe a little... Hook and ladder? A little trickeration, perhaps. So they're going to put 1 second back up there. 1 second. So time for one final play for Birmingham. And they'll get the ball to start the second half. Take a look at Jim Rose there talking to a sophomore quarterback, Kingston Tisdale. Looks like it's official. Deion Sanders coming to Colorado. How about that one? Oh, wow. Eric, prime time. This is the second consecutive year I've worked this weekend with you, Greg, and there's always been some big head coaching news in the college world that you've had some access to, and I've been fortunate enough to be right here next to you as you learn that information. Here's the final play of the half. Tisdale going to let it fly. Heaves it up downfield, and that one is going to be batted down by Lieber. And so that is how the first half is going to end. Heads up play there by Lieber. How many times you see guys try to catch that, right? All the time. And he could have caught it, and who knows what he could have done with the return. But that's fundamental football. These guys been drilled so much. Bat it down. Lieber's all over it. How about that cannon from Tisdale? I mean, he let that thing fly. It was effortless. It didn't need like a triple reset or a crow hop like a center fielder, man. He's got a nice, effortless release, and, man, that looked really nice. I mean, this is about 45, 47 yards in the air. Yeah. And he barely had to step into it. Very nice throw there by the sophomore. Incomplete, however, as Lieber was able to knock it down. So Lieber, a hat trick in the first half with 3 rushing touchdowns. Also the big pass breakup to end the first half to secure the Laguna Hills 21-14 lead at intermission. Let's send it down to Nikki.
All right, Coach Lester, you warned us that Troy Lieber was the motor that runs the whole thing. He's got a hat trick, and you have a 1-touchdown lead heading into half. How pleased are you with what your offense is getting?
Oh, I'm very pleased with the offense. We're doing a great job running the ball here in the first half and making some plays in the air to stay on offense and move the chains and keep scoring. And the other thing it does is it keeps their offense off the field.
Defensively, you get your first sack of the night from Travis Randolph, and he kind of stymies that Patriot momentum. What do you need to do to keep getting those stops here in the second?
Well, they're very good on offense, and they're going to move the chains, and we just have to get the stop. It's one of those things where everybody that's had the ball has scored, so it could be one of those situations where whoever has the ball last tonight could win this game. So we just got to try and do everything we can to get a 3-and-out or a stop and get our offense back on the field.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nikki, and kudos to Coach Lester for stopping. Halftime here in Lake Balboa. Laguna Hills, champions of Division 7 in the Southern Section, on top of the LA City Open Division champs Birmingham, 21-14. Halftime here at Rick Prezant Stadium on the campus of Birmingham High School. It's state bowl season in high school football in California. And look, for many of these teams, all roads end in Saddleback. Gorgeous venue that is Saddleback College. They'll be the host to 5 games over 2 days next weekend, beginning Friday at 4 p.m. It'll be a doubleheader, and then a tripleheader on Saturday, capped off by the Open Division Final. Sarah from San Mateo taking on St. John Bosco of Bellflower in the Open Division. 8 p.m. kickoff, and we will have that one for you here on Spectrum. And it's been a great season so far, and down to the last, really after tonight, the last week of high school football.
Yeah, no, hard to believe, man. Just from week 0. I always feel like football starts a week earlier every single year. It does, it just feels that way. Yeah, 2 more weekends left, and man, Mater Dei and St. John Bosco, it seemed like the whole year was sort of anticlimactic, just kind of waiting for those 2 teams to play again to see who ends up going to that Open Championship, and Bosco's got to get by Sarah. If they do, they'll be the Max Preps national champs.
So Friday's slate is set. You got McClymonds of Oakland taking on Mater Dei Catholic out of San Diego in the 2AA final. And then the nightcap on Friday night will be De La Salle taking on Lincoln from San Diego.
That'll be good.
Be a lot of green in the stands for that one. That should be a good one. The Open Division, of course, as we mentioned, Cerro San Mateo taking on St. John Bosco. And the others are to be determined. Those are some happy folks from South OC. Let's see if their Hawks can hang on. Halftime here at Birmingham. It is a uncharacteristically fantastic night out here in Birmingham by the season's standards. We thought we were going to get some rain. Earlier in the week they were saying it may rain, but it's just a gorgeous night here in the San Fernando Valley. Halftime here. Let's show you how we got here. Laguna Hills on top 21-14. It's been all Troy Lieber all the time, G.
I was going to say, if it did rain, I don't know if it would have affected the game that much because both teams are predominantly running teams, and we saw some really nice Outstanding play by offensive line, and I love the whole ground and pound thing, man. Lieber was good, and when Austin needed to make a throw, he was able to make a big time throw, a couple third down conversions, and then Lieber with 3 touchdowns. Other side of the ball, we saw Waters doing his thing right here, breaking about 2 or 3 tackles and getting in the end zone. So the Stars are definitely coming out and playing a great game for their squads.
Lieber with 3 touchdowns in the first half. Waters with a receiving touchdown for Birmingham. Morgan had a rushing touchdown to get them started. Take a look at the halftime stats and how these two teams stack up to one another. Thought we may see more rush yards on the Birmingham side. That Laguna Hills defense, got to give them credit for being stout against the run for the most part. Aside from that big run from Morgan, not really much to show for.
Yeah, no, I think Laguna's done a good job against the run, and I also think, if your best player is playing receiver, Peyton Waters, and get him the ball as much as you can, they'll give him a lot of respect. So he's getting a 10-yard cushion, kind of taking the underneath stuff, and he's able to do something after the catch with it.
Each team has scored on all of their possessions up until that last possession by Birmingham. They're going to have to change the tide somehow. They'll receive the second half kickoff. We'll have the second half from Lake Balboa when we return. Second half just about to get underway here in Lake Balboa. The Patriots got some making up to do, down by a score against Laguna Hills. And let's send it down now to Nikki K.
All right, Coach, you warned us he was coming. Number 6, how do you keep the ball out of his hands over there on Laguna Hills side?
I think we're getting blown off the ball a little bit. I think we got to get off the ball a little better this half, and it's a good game so far. We just got to get a stop or two, and we're all right.
Coach Lester was saying this could be a game where the team with the ball in their hands last is the one that pulls us through. So what do you need to do to make sure your offense has the ball in your hands last?
Stop them. I mean, our offense is not the problem right now. They're grinding clock and everything, and so it's keeping us off the field.
All right. Thanks so much, Coach.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Nikki, and thanks to Coach Rose for stopping. He sounds like Coach Croce. I mean, he
so funny.
They don't look alike by any means. They got a little different swag, right? Their swags are a little bit different. But I mean, you actually pointed this out on the call, and then when you said it, it was like an aha moment for me. I was like, wow, absolutely.
Yeah,
I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, not just the voice, like just the dialect that they speak with. And again, we both have talked to Coach Croson so many times, and he's got a very distinct, style of speech. I'm like, man, this guy sounds just like him. It's crazy.
You spend enough time around a guy,
I guess so.
Starts to pick up some traits and tendencies and things of that nature. Jim Rose spent 9 seasons as Croson's defensive coordinator here at Birmingham, when that thing really started humming and going. Coach Croson went over to Chaminade, and Rose took over as the head coach, and he's continued to do great things here, coming off 3 consecutive city section open division championships, and Birmingham the first Valley team to win 3 straight sectional titles. And so for Rose and company, he talked about it a little bit there with Nikki. I mean, obviously this is a huge possession coming here out of the locker room at halftime, but what are they going to have to do now to first even up the score?
Yeah, no, I mean, he said it. They're getting blown off the ball, which if you look at the size discrepancy, probably surprises him, right? I think probably going in, he probably thought, hey, we have about a 40-pound per man weight advantage, and so we're going to be able to kind of manhandle them up front. But again, it comes down to just technique and your get off and your hand placement and sync and how the offensive line for Laguna is playing. They're actually the more physical team than Birmingham. So the box is stopped. It's just on those guys, Birmingham D linemen, get off your block, get up the field, get a push, make a tackle. It sounds easy, right? Just fundamentals.
What do you want to see on this offensive possession from Birmingham?
Offense is fine. I think Waters, I would continue to throw him the ball, especially, give him a 10-yard cushion. Take it, because 10-yard for him is going to be a 20-yard run after. If they single him up, I'd take him down the field and maybe try to get the running game going a little bit more.
Maybe see more of him out of the Wildcat, perhaps?
Perhaps.
Garcia will put it on the tee for Laguna.
Naeem Morgan, I don't feel like he's gotten a ton of carries since that opening drive.
Just
6 total. Yeah, and 3 or 4 are probably on that one opening drive where they scored the touchdown. So,
shout out to our Dave Caldwell helping us out on stats up here, keeping us in line.
MVP, 5-star. Dave.
I mean, you know a 5-star when you see one.
Right next to us.
Before I knew what a 5-star was, I was reading about you tell me what a 5-star was. So if anyone knows, you would know. Here's the kick by Garcia on a slant, and this one taken by Morgan, drifting backwards, spins into the pile, now out of it, 30-yard line, 35, and he'll be driven down at about the 37-yard line.
At halftime, I was kind of surprised that there was, 5 penalties for Birmingham. I think Laguna Hills has 1, so 6 total. I don't remember that many. I really thought it was a nice, clean game, well played. Troy Lieber on pace for almost 200 yards. And again, you see the yards per carry. Only 4.8. That's not super gaudy.
That's half of he
right?
Came in averaging nearly 9, 8.8 per attempt.
But if you're Laguna and you want to possess the ball and control clock, you love 4.8, right? 4, it adds up. Do that 3 times, it's a first down.
So what can Birmingham do here on this first possession? They fumble it. Ball's on the turf. And Morgan able to fall on top of it there. You can hear a gasp on this Birmingham side.
Yeah, you can't have a turnover because, again, the way that both teams are scoring, I mentioned it before, man, if this is a 2-possession game, you almost get the feel, man, it's over. So you got to keep pace. They score, you score.
That was just on the center quarterback exchange. Tisdale just didn't even handle it cleanly that time. Loss of 5, 2nd down and 15 now. From the 33, they give it to Morgan. Up the middle, Naeem Morgan has Lieber on his back, and finally Lieber's able to get some help to take him down. Otten came over to save what could have been a Birmingham score.
Yeah, really nice run by Morgan. Again, I love the decisiveness.
25 yards on the pickup there by Morgan. Just a burst on his 7th carry of the night.
Straight up the middle. Again, they're big up front, Birmingham. And how many yards does he drag after contact, right? Lieber and Otten, as you mentioned, but he's getting about 10, almost 12 yards after initial contact. That's a nice run.
Into Laguna territory, 1st and 10 from the 42, and across the 35-yard line there is Morgan once again. So we've seen a concerted effort to get him the ball here to start this opening drive of the second half for Birmingham. You got to imagine that first down carry was going to go to him had Tisdale not fumbled it.
That interior part of Birmingham's offensive line, left guard going to right guard, it's 300, 275, and 312. That's a lot of beef right there in that middle.
Some big boys. 2nd and 1. They give it to Morgan. Stutter step at the line of scrimmage. Breaks a couple of tackles. Still churning those feet of first down and more across the 30-yard line. And another first down here for Birmingham.
Yeah, I mean, again, tired-looking play for Laguna Hills. I mean, he got hit initially, thought he was stopped, and just kind of surged for about 5 more yards.
10 carries, 91 yards for Morgan here this evening. You see this Laguna Hills defense backed up into its own territory here to start this second half. Ball at the Hawks' 29-yard line. 1st and 10. They go to the ground again, and that time it was the freshman Hewitt. And Laguna had an answer in the form of Vinny Garcia. The linebacker making the stop there after a short pickup. Give him maybe 1 there on the carry.
I've seen a lot of huffing and puffing Laguna Hills defensively, right? Sometimes you see it's kind of, I call it a body blow effect.
Here's Acosta. Ace Acosta, the wide receiver, turning the corner. And a shoestring tackle made there at the 20-yard line.
I thought he was going to break that tackle and get in the end zone. That was a nice open field tackle, nice run by Acosta. But body blow effect means you pound a team and you pound a team to the bigger, stronger team. But eventually, 3rd, 4th quarter, they kind of start to break.
That was Tyler Guzman, the leading tackler on this team, making the stop there. We've seen Acosta, the wide receiver, line up quite a bit in the backfield tonight. 3 for 6 tonight are the Patriots on 3rd down. Here's a 3rd and 1 from just outside the 20. Hewitt, and I don't think he got it. Garcia came in there immediately and took him down in the backfield.
That was a big-time hit. There was no yards after contact.
Not having
right
any
there.
of it.
No. 4-down territory all the way, but man, that was sudden. I think he actually lost about a half yard.
Yeah, it looks like he did. It's going to be a 4th and 2. This will be the 2nd time Birmingham will try to go for it on 4th down.
Waters in the
they
Wildcat,
converted
right?
their first one. Waters in the Wildcat, but he gives it to Morgan, who picks up the first down and a couple of more. Still on his feet. They finally blow him dead, giving him the forward progress.
I was thinking blow your whistle, but shoot, the way he runs, as hard as he runs, he always gets a couple more yards after that big old scrum right there. So, yeah, Waters in the Wildcat, Ray. I thought he was actually going to keep that one, but give it to his big running back. Huge 4th down pickup.
And Morgan nearing that century mark on the ground here tonight. Talented tailback, had 16 carries, 292 yards, and 4 touchdowns last week in the Open Division final against Garfield. They give it to him again. A jump cut at the line of scrimmage, and Randolph is able to get him around the waist and down just shy of the 10-yard line.
Got real tight splits right now for that Birmingham offensive line, and what that does is it doesn't allow a smaller team like Laguna to slant and get inside of those blockers. Just surge ahead, man-on-man blocking.
He picks up 4. And right now he's knocking on that century mark. 12 carries, 99 yards, and a touchdown for Morgan this evening. Waters out of the Wildcat.
Oh,
and Morgan runs into him in the backfield. A little friendly fire there, and that threw everything off.
Yeah, the coach and staff and Morgan are kind of looking at each other going, what are you doing?
Morgan was in a zone. I think he thought he was getting that one.
He's saying, feed me the rock. I got a yard for 100 yards. I want that.
He's doing the Zeke Elliott. Feed me, feed me.
Yeah. And Waters stayed on his feet. Still picked up a couple there, but
I don't know.
Who knows what it could have been?
He may have lost one there, GB.
I thought he was surging forward still. Third and 6.
They mark him down behind. So it's a 3rd and 6 here.
So Waters is still doubled up. You can see they got 2 guys on him at all times. So
they go back to Morgan. Tries to bounce it out. Morgan with some room inside the 5 and taken down at about the 3-yard line. Troy Lieber making the tackle. But Morgan now over the century mark, and Birmingham knocking on the door for their 3rd touchdown tonight.
Yeah, right now Birmingham looks really fresh. Nice run. Again, I love the vision. I thought he was almost going to get in there, but Lieber, at the next level, I think he probably is a safety. Really nice open field tackle. Bringing a guy down is not easy to tackle in the open field.
1st and goal. From the 3. Got there.
I go push. Put your quarterback under center, line up a couple running backs behind him, and just surge for that 1 yard. Not make it too complicated.
So 2nd and goal coming up here. This Laguna Hills defense on its heels. They've been on the field approaching 8 minutes here in this 3rd quarter. It's been a clock-eating drive for Birmingham. They hope it results in the equalizer. 2nd and goal, Waters on the Wildcat. The keeper, he dives and he's in. 2nd touchdown tonight for Waters. And Birmingham an extra point away from tying this.
Hey, but every extra point, Rashawn, is key. You miss 1 extra point, and that could be the game. So I get a little nervous every time high school kickers line up for an extra point. I don't know why, I just do. I know those are never a gimme, but yeah, right now for Waters, the only way they're going to get him the ball is him in the backfield, because they're doing a really nice job of bracketing him at receiver.
So here's the point after attempt. It's up and through. So Birmingham ties it up at 21 apiece. The hopeful for City Section Player of the Year, Peyton Waters, with his 2nd score of the night. He's got 1 receiving and that one on the ground. We're all tied up with 4:18 left in the 3rd.
Talk to him. When they go to Wildcat, we're going to get faster lead, by the way.
Billy T's is the official championship merchandise supplier of the CIF. Visit our booth or online at BillyTees.com. Wide variety of t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, patches, and more.
You gotta start where you gotta see what they're doing when we learn why cross. All right,
The brute force of running back Naeem Morgan was on full display on that 8-minute Patriot drive. Now, Naeem actually arrived for his senior season from Las Vegas, and he arrived as a wide receiver. But Coach Jim Rose looked at him and said, that body isn't meant for receiving. So I asked Naeem how it was learning to play as running back, and he said, honestly, it was difficult. I didn't know how to read holes at the time, and I was just like running into people. But now, since I know how to do it, it just got really easy. And guys, that's on clear display tonight.
Good stuff, Nikki. I know he came here as a wide receiver, but I got to tell you, GB, he looks every bit the running back.
Yeah, I can't even imagine after watching him play running back. I can't even imagine seeing him out wide trying to run some routes and catch the football. Man, he looks good, though, in the backfield. Big old body, runs hard, physical kid.
He's got over 100 yards on the night.
Hey, that's Coach Rose. Hey, where did he come from in Vegas? Because wasn't Bishop Gorman. I don't even know where. I don't know what high school he came from.
It's Bishop Gorman and everyone else. Lieber will get his first chance tonight, and Troy Lieber. That's why they've been kicking it away from him all night. Lieber up the sideline, and he is gone. 95 yards. Kickoff return touchdown for Troy Lieber. No flags.
No flags on the play. I got the strategy of not wanting to kick it deep to Lieber. I was kind of saying, hey, there's got to be in between the little, out of bounds and then kicking it deep. Maybe kind of just pooch that thing. But, man, Lieber, explosive. How does he have any gas left for shots? I'm kind of trying to figure out. He's playing full-time at safety and running back, and he's taking shot after shot.
And special teams.
Yes, absolutely special teams. He just went 95 yards to the house, man. This guy, incredible endurance.
28-21, Laguna Hills quickly back on top. After Birmingham tied it, it stayed that way for all of 5 seconds. Lieber with his third kickoff return touchdown of the season. Believe it or not, that one not his longest, GB.
No,
He's got a 99-yard earlier this season.
That was well blocked, and man, he just saw a crease, hit it. And obviously you score when you can, right? But I think Laguna Hills, I almost wonder, man, they probably wouldn't have minded a little 8-minute drive because that defense is back on the field, and they looked a little bit gassed toward the end of that last drive for Birmingham.
And we're up here in the press box, GB, near the Laguna Hills coaches, and Lieber got to about the 45-yard line, and they're like, he's gone.
He's gone. Yeah, no, there was no way the kicker was going to get him, right?
Incredible run. His fourth touchdown of the night, 3 on the ground, that one in special teams on the kickoff return. And Garcia will put it on the tee for the Hawks. And now Birmingham has to answer one more time.
What a game.
Incredible.
My friend Yogi Roth would say, how great is ball?
Here's Morgan. He takes the kickoff. And Morgan at the 30. Morgan 35-yard line, and he's wrestled down at about the 37. Special teams tackle made there by Damian Youngman. He's got a couple of stops tonight on special teams for the Hawks.
That guy right there, number 26, Naeem Morgan. You know who else was 26? Deshaun Foster back in the day, one of my all-time favorite running backs, Tustin High School. I'm going to feed that guy, Naeem Morgan. I just want him running downhill, running right in to Laguna Hills' defense. See if we can wind him, see if we can tire those guys out. Fourth quarter, like I said, body blow effect, man. Who's going to be the last team standing?
28-21, Laguna Hills on top thanks to that Lieber kickoff return. He's got 191 all-purpose yards now tonight and 4 touchdowns. What a night. They go Wildcat, and here's Waters trying to turn the corner. Waters at the 40, at midfield, a stiff arm, and Lieber is there to push him out of bounds right before he got to the Laguna 45-yard line.
It is so fun watching Lieber and Waters. Waters and Lieber. Man, just studs, both of them. And again, just a different level of burst that Waters has from everybody else on the field. That's not taken away from anyone else, but man, he's just so smooth, and he turns the corner. And it doesn't look like he's running all that hard because it's so easy for him, but he turns the corner and he's just always picking up those extra yards.
Ball at the Laguna 46-yard line. And Waters stays in there. They flip it to Hall on the end around. Nice defense there by Laguna Hills as they were not fooled whatsoever. Jake Minota, who's had a great night tonight offensively, stayed home at his corner position and came up and took that one down for no gain.
No, so disciplined Laguna Hills is, and I like the play call, right? The previous play always sets up the play after that, right? You just saw Waters run to the right, try to flip it to Antrell Harrison. I was thinking, got to make that one guy miss. At least make one guy miss. Wasn't able to do it.
What I'll say is, did they go to that too soon? Considering it was right on the heels of the very last play in which Waters turned the corner.
Well, considering it was a 1-yard gain, I would say maybe it was a play too soon. But I think they were thinking, hey, it's going to be fresh in their head if we do it right after, right?
Waters lines up wide now. Tisdale back in there at quarterback, and they hand it off to Morgan. And he tried to turn the corner, and he picked up maybe 2 there. It brings up a 3rd and long.
Yeah, so they're devoting 2 players to Waters, and you can almost decoy him. Run some, what they're doing, they're kind of running the opposite direction of where Waters is lined up. You know, it's going to be 10 against 9. You have a corner and a safety devoted to Waters everywhere he's going.
How tired must this Laguna defense be, though, however? I mean, aside from the 5 seconds it took Lieber to return that kickoff for a touchdown, they've been on the field this entire 3rd quarter.
And that's why I said you score whenever you can. You take it whenever you can. But I just got the feeling, man, they probably would have loved a little time-consuming drive.
Here's the pass. Nice ball. Nice catch here to the near side. And caught by Acosta. He's out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. And it's a 1st down for Birmingham.
You see how easily Tisdale dropped back and just put that right in the basket right there. Just smooth, effortless delivery.
It's not an easy throw there.
And I'm curious who his quarterback coach is. I'll probably have 8 different guys texting me and say, nah, I'm his guy. Quarterback coaches, I love all of them, but everyone is their guy. But, man, he had to be working with someone for a long time because those mechanics, man, he throws just effortless delivery.
1st and 10 from the Laguna 32. Pocket collapsing. He escapes. Tisdale still on his feet, trying to find somewhere to go, and finally the D able to converge on him. Randolph got there, but it looked like Ryder Simmons was the first man to him.
Yeah, Tisdale, just a sophomore. He has 2 more years left. I'm so impressed with the way he throws it.
2nd sack of the night for Laguna.
Just a 1-yard loss, though, right? Could have been worse. He made a couple guys miss. Initial read was not there. Try to go back. I thought he had a chance to break out, but again, Laguna Hills, to their credit, man, they closed fast on him.
Simmons got the sack. He had the big sack last week in the win. Here's Morgan left side. Morgan a burst, 2nd level, easy across the 30-yard line. And down at about the 27.
Yeah, really nice tackle again by Lieber. I like when Lieber hits you, that's kind of the end of the play. You don't really see him getting dragged for a lot of yards after contact. And Morgan's a big back, 200 pounds, but I really like Lieber in that safety spot.
6-yard gain brings up a 3rd down for Birmingham. They're 4 of 9 on 3rd down tonight.
I think it's obviously 4 down territory. You can run it twice here if you wanted to.
And they keep it here. This is Waters on the keeper. Tried the zone read out of the Wildcat, still on his feet. He got the 1st down, and he's wrestled down to the turf at the 20-yard line.
Looked like Ricky running Waters right there, Rashawn. I knew you'd like that one, you 49er fan, you. How good was that guy back in the day? The high knees?
He was awesome.
Goodness.
7-yard pickup there for Waters. As time is ticking away here on this 3rd quarter. See if Birmingham can sneak another play in here.
What a fast quarter this has been.
Tisdale out of the pistol. Takes the snap with 5. They hand it off. Here's the freshman Hewitt. And Hewitt into the secondary and down just shy of the 5-yard line. Big run there by the freshman. As he picks up 13 on the play. And that takes us to the end of the 3rd quarter. So each team scored after intermission, but it was this Lieber kickoff return that put Laguna Hills in front by 7, and that's where we stand as we head to the 4th. It's a 7-point game as we head to the fourth in the Southern California 3A championship. Laguna Hills out of the Southern section taking on the LA City section open division champs Birmingham. And the Patriots have it. Their first play of the quarter deep in Laguna territory is a run to the left side. And they get it to about the 5. That's the freshman Hewitt. And brings up a second down and goal.
It's a nice little 1-2 punch they have with those two guys. I like both of them.
You can get some glimpses, though, of why they're so high on Hewitt, right?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Look at the time of possession in the third quarter.
Yeah, just the kickoff return, right? Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
So that tells, Laguna Hills defense, again, undersized, but battling and playing like crazy.
Here's Waters. He'll keep it himself. Waters pushing towards the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown, Birmingham. Second rushing touchdown of the night for Waters. His third overall. And Birmingham back within a point.
And I wouldn't do it here. I kicked my extra point, but at some point, you almost wonder, is one of these teams going to go for 2? To repeat, I would not do it here. Too much time left. I don't want to be chasing that point, but this has a feel of a kind of game that's going to come down to a team saying, you know what, let's just go for the win right here.
So the kick is good. Peyton Waters, 6 carries, 31 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's also got a receiving touchdown tonight and 84 yards through the air to go along with 6 catches. So you want to talk about all-purpose yards? He's stacking them up. Lieber stacking them up as well. You talked about it earlier, GB. It's a great night whenever the stars come out to play, and we're seeing that tonight. Let's sit it down now to Nikki K.
All right, you guys, you see Jessica Rose walking off the track right now. That is the daughter of Coach Jim Rose here at Birmingham. And if you look at the Patriots depth chart, you will find her name listed at the quarterback position. Yes, she has quite the arm. She is an all-city softball star. And next year, when girls flag football comes to Birmingham, she will be quarterbacking this team. Jim Rose will be her coach, and he cannot wait for the opportunity to call his daughter his quarterback, guys.
Nikki, that is awesome. As a girl dad, that I am just stoked about. That is fantastic.
Hashtag girl dad. I got my Kobe shirt. I rock that occasionally.
Wifey got me one
Mama
for Father's
mentality.
Day a couple of years ago. Hashtag girl dad. They kick it to Lieber again. Last time he touched it, he went 95 yards. This time, he's still running with it. 40-yard lines. Got some wiggle to him, trying to backpedal before finally being pushed down close to midfield. 39 yards on that return, and I'm sure Birmingham will consider that a win.
Go for one of those line drive kicks, right? Again, I don't like the little poochers. I don't want to kick it deep to Lieber. Just give me like a line drive that kind of skids around a couple times and bounces about the 20-yard line. Allows you to run down there and cover it and stops you. If they get them between the 35-yard line, that's not bad. Well, shoot, I guess that explains why they're kicking the ball out of bounds. You get the 35-yard line right there.
Yeah.
But big drive here for Laguna Hills. That defense needs a rest for them. They've been on the field a lot in Birmingham.
So timeout taken here by Laguna Hills. Greg, this is the first offensive possession for the Hawks this half. Offense did not come on the field in the third quarter. That one touchdown they scored came on special teams on the kickoff return by Lieber. All the offensive plays ran in the third quarter were by Birmingham.
Yeah, it's been a while. And Birmingham had the ball to end the first half as well, so I can't remember the last time I even saw Laguna Hills offense on the side.
This is a good one. Last night we had a good one as well, GB. Downey and Mater Dei Catholic from San Diego. You see B.J. Carey making that catch there. He had himself a fantastic night.
Yeah, at this point in the game, Aiden Childs was rolling. B.J. Carey was rolling. I love this little rip shot right there between the two safeties. It was 21-0. I was thinking running clock's going to happen. But Mater Dei, Dom Nankiel, quarterback, relentless. Saw Anthony McMillan right there, number 2. Big old 230-pound bruiser. They rallied all the way back and won 22-21.
And here is the first offensive play of the second half for Laguna Hills. It comes with just under 11 minutes left in this fourth quarter.
I mean, the game is tied, but you kind of get the feeling that right now Birmingham has a little bit of momentum, right?
It appears that way, right? Laguna Hills, we don't know what type of rhythm they may have fallen into or out of, considering they've been sitting for so long. Have not touched the ball since the midway point of the second quarter. Remember, Birmingham had it to end the first half as well. It's Austin on 2nd and 10. Takes the snap, delivers it far side. That's caught, but immediately taking a knee over there is the receiver, Burnham. Reese Burnham, the leading receiver on this team, making his first grab of the night. Oh, I beg your pardon. That's Drew Wade there on the catch. Wade, the 5'9" junior. Third on the team in catches.
Again, I'm calling it 4-down territory because you do not want to punt the ball back to Birmingham if you do come up a little bit short on this 3rd down. So you don't have to throw it. You can run it, and if you pick up 3, even 4 yards, make it a manageable 4th and short.
Laguna Hills 5 of 7 on 3rd down tonight. Here's a 3rd and 5. From just outside of midfield, Austin with time. The lefty slings it, tipped it into the hands of Laguna Hills. Wade, the fortuitous tip right into his hands, and he reaches and finds the end zone. Laguna Hills back in top, but there is a flag.
I'm going to go super old school. Let's find out what the flag is, but I'm going to show my age for those who follow UCLA and USC football. I've heard the names Jeff Fisher and Freeman McNeil. We just saw a little tip drill that was reminiscent of that.
So the touchdown stands. It's a well, he may have pointed the wrong way. Mark Milsom, our white hat tonight. So the touchdown is going to stand. Penalty was against Birmingham there. So Laguna Hills on top 35-28, 9:24 left.
That was an unbelievable play. I mean, that was a sure interception, right? Kind of short-armed it a little bit and hits him right in the hands. Catches the deflection, runs it in for the easiest touchdown he'll ever have. I mean, he had him beat by about 1.5 yards.
And that's the corner, Chappelle. I'm thinking that was going to be an interception. So the flag went against Birmingham. It's going to be a holding, but it'll be assessed here on the kickoff. So Laguna Hills will be kicking it off from midfield. But Wade with the touchdown reception there. Wow. I mean, Chappelle had his hands on that one. You thought that might have been going the other way for a moment.
100% it was going to be an interception. I was thinking to myself, man, you know, at this point, you don't need to throw the ball down the field. You want to possess the ball. I was thinking you'll just keep running the football, right? Give me running 3rd, and even if you have to, 4th down. But what a fortuitous play for Laguna Hills. So they've scored on a kickoff return for a touchdown and a deflection for a touchdown. Really quirky half.
Their offense has had 4 possessions. They've scored 4 touchdowns tonight.
And we've only had 1 punt, and that resulted in a roughing the punter.
Yeah. So this one into the end zone. Can't run that out at the high school level, so it'll be a touchback. So 9:24 left. Birmingham got plenty of time to try to tie this one up. Let's send it down to Nikki.
Well, Patriots defensive coordinator Coach Wynn has been actively engaged with all of his players after every Laguna Hills touchdown. He was just saying to his guys after they came off the field, a little bit defeated after that one, saying, guys, keep your heads up. We're going to get another opportunity. We're going to school, and we're going to get another stop. That's the mentality they have to have if they want to stay in this one.
Absolutely, Nikki. Here's the first down play. They hand it off to Morgan. He's had a fantastic evening, especially here in this second half, but Laguna Hills swarming to him that time. And it's going to be no gain.
Yeah, I like Morgan going right between the tackle. That's where he seems like he's picking up a lot of the yardage Those three, center, guard, all three of those guys really good, really big. You get him going a little more horizontal. That's where you can kind of see Laguna Hills with their speed can kind of rally. And
it appears, like you mentioned, going straight ahead worked well for them earlier in this half, particularly Morgan. Here's 2nd and 10. They throw it out in the flat. Pass caught there by Acosta, but the defense swarms. Garcia, the first man to him. He had some help in the form of Minota, and that's going to be taken down for a loss.
Yeah, it's one of those
You're wondering when this Laguna defense is going to run out of gas. They've been on the field almost the whole half here, GB.
Now, phenomenal conditioning. Obviously, you can tell that, but one of those little quick screens where if that throw is behind you like it was, it kind of blows up that whole play. And look, it's a tougher throw than people think, because a lot of quarterbacks make it look easy, but you want to lead your running back or receiver, get him up the field, get his momentum going up the field.
Got a Laguna Hill player down. So the training staff out to attend to him. The Birmingham Patriots, first Valley team to win 3 straight sectional championships. The back-to-back-to-back open division champs in LA City. And Jim Rose put everyone on notice at the beginning of the year. If you're going to get us, this is the year.
Should be favored to win it next year, yeah.
Yeah, just 6 seniors starting of the 22. But here they are again. Jim Rose in his 14th season. Part of the LA Unified School District here in Lake Balboa, which is right adjacent to Van Nuys. Just a stone's throw away from Cal State Northridge.
It's a beautiful facility, man. I love this field.
It's a Birmingham team that will take a 34-game winning streak into next season against LA City section opponents.
Coach Rose said the turf. I go, this is some great turf. He goes, yeah, it's coconut. I never heard
that before.
Yeah.
They deliver it over the middle on a slant, and that one incomplete. And so now we may actually see our first punt of the night, GB.
I mean,
4th and 12, deep in your own zone.
Yeah, you know me. I'm an aggressive guy, but I think I might have to punt this one away and hope your defense can get a stop. 4th and 12 is a little in that part of the field. It's a little too much.
Going back to the turf, if you've ever walked on field turf or you've seen it on TV, you may see those black pellets come up from time to time. There's none of those on this field because it's made, like you said, GB, of coconut grounds, Coach Rose told us before. And both of us were just wowed by that. I'd never heard of that before. I thought he was too.
Yeah, he was waiting for him to tell me he's joking.
Here's Waters on the punt, a high kick, and underneath it is Lieber. He calls for a fair catch and makes it at about the 46-yard line. So that's where Laguna Hills will take over. 36 yards on the punt there by Waters.
And I mentioned it earlier, but if you can get one of these teams and get make it a 2-possession game, it's going to feel like you're down by 4 scores just because it's tough to stop either team right now. Laguna Hill, even the kicking a field goal would be huge.
You see the running back comparison tonight. Lieber, those numbers from Lieber, those all came in the first half, by the way.
Yeah. I think with Lieber, it doesn't tell the whole story because how about you've got to throw in his tackles, throw in the kickoff return for a touchdown. He's been an Iron Man.
He's also got 95 yards on the kickoff return for a touchdown. Lieber into the second level again, dragging defenders with him for a first down and more inside of Patriot territory. He's well over 200 all-purpose yards tonight, is the senior.
He has an ability that right at contact, he kind of does a little spin move. And what that does, it kind of spins the defender off of him. And you see his 2 offensive linemen just kind of push him forward for about 5 more yards.
Laguna Hills finished 7-4 last season, and you wonder just how much more success they could have had last year with a healthy Lieber. Played just 3 games last year before suffering a season-ending shoulder surgery. But he's been healthy all season long and has carried this team here. And they're trying to make it a 2-possession game. Here's another first down. Lieber, stutter stepping. Lieber, a nice jump cut. And he's able to pick up some yardage up to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned that at all tonight, but he missed almost his whole entire junior year. And I talked about his brother Mitch, who was a national recruit with offers from everybody. And a lot of that was because of what Mitch did as a junior. If Troy he had the sophomore COVID year, only had 3 or 4 games, and then missed his junior year. So that was the sophomore and the junior. Those are huge for recruiting. So this is kind of the first year he's had a chance to play the whole entire season. This guy can go, man. He can play.
A similar story with Aiden Childs last night, who we covered.
Yep.
The Oregon State commit. And Lieber getting a much-deserved break. I would say his first rest of the night. He's been out there pretty much all evening. But the ground game remains. And they give it to Ferlato, and he's driven back by this Patriot defense. Ferlato, as a freshman last season, was the feature back for this Laguna Hills squad, with Lieber going down with the injury.
Yeah, Minor Morales, number 9, I like the way he plays. Again, another one of those guys, just a junior. He'll be back next year, but really active player, nice frame, 200-pound kid.
So you're looking at a 3rd and 3 at the 35-yard line.
I mean, if I'm Laguna, you got 2 timeouts left, but you almost think about taking one right now to give Lieber a rest. Take your timeout, and then this is a big 3rd down play right now, right? Lieber's out there, but if he's a little bit winded, you almost want to say, hey, let's use a timeout, get yourself rested, and we'll put you back out there.
And timeout taken by the offense.
So read my mind.
So maybe they saw something, perhaps they noticed something. Laguna Hills will have just 1 timeout left. We'll take it with them. The Hawks in front by 7. 4th quarter here from Birmingham.
You're not going to make the play. Let's put higher on the side. You can't. Stay strong side. Stay strong side. Goddamn TV. If they shift to weak side, you just stay there. Jake, remember last time long? Count, you can't jump either. Watch the ball. All you gotta see is the ball. Watch the ball. Right? Very good. Watch the ball. Watch the ball. You're getting in trouble when we're too tight.
The Laguna Hills contingent has made the 72-mile track up to the San Fernando Valley and are watching their Hawks try to put this game away. Up by 7 with just under 6 to play. Possessions have been at a premium in this one. They go to Lieber and they stop him short of the first down marker.
About a half-yard short, Ray.
3rd and 3, he picked up about 1.5 yards. So it brings up a 4th down. And you know they're going for it here. Well out of the zone of Luke Whitfield. So this will be the third 4th down tonight. Hawks have converted their first 2.
Biggest play of the game.
You wonder if they put the hands in Austin, who's been fantastic tonight. 7 of 8, 130 yards and a touchdown for
I'd lean toward Lieber.
the quarterback.
No disrespect to Austin. I'm leaning toward Lieber, though. Full house backfield.
Austin under center. Lieber gets the carry, right side, first down and more.
That was a fresh run. Again, they called the timeout. You kind of saw Lieber a few plays ago, man. He was tired. The helmet was off. He was gassing. I thought it was a great timeout. If they called it to give him some rest, I thought it was a great timeout. And that was a huge run right there. A decisive run downhill. Don't try to bounce it outside. Don't try to go for a big play. Just get me the first down, and he just did that.
Fantastic night for the senior. He holds offers from Rice, Army, Penn, and San Diego. Under 4.5 to play. Time running out
I kind of like
on
Rice.
Birmingham in the
Those Rice
Southern
Owls.
California 3A championship.
And again, Birmingham has all 3 timeouts, so you got to start to watch that clock if you're Birmingham. 4 minutes and ticking. Really
Lieber,
nice first down tackle
nice
right there.
tackle made there defensively by Birmingham. There's Emiliano Carlos, the linebacker. They moved him from the outside to the inside. And he's stepped up and been able to make some plays for Jim Rose's defense. You can see the look of intent there on the face of Jim Rose as time is ticking away here in this 4th quarter. He admitted, we're not a team that's built for state championships. We're built to win the city. And so coming in here, this is house money. But obviously you get here, the competitive nature kicks in, you want to win it. 2nd and 11. They go to Lieber again. Tries to get to the outside, but the defense is there once again. Eddie Plaza, the leading tackler on this Birmingham squad, comes in and makes that stop.
Yeah, I might take a timeout at some point. You have 3 of them, right? And obviously, you don't need them as much when you have the football. The clock's going to stop for you on a timeout, but 3rd and 10. I think it's still probably too far away for a field goal. So if the Laguna Hills still 4 down territory, you need to pick up at least 5 or 6 on this 3rd down to make it a makeable 4th down. But now is where you might see Austin with the play action, right? He's been very successful, very accurate on the 3rd and short situations.
Laguna Hills 6 of 9 on 3rd down tonight, but this is their longest of the evening. 3rd and 10, they go to Lieber, tries that left side again, and the defense of Birmingham unrelenting. As they string it out, they stop Lieber for a gain of 3, and a timeout comes in, taken by Jim Rose.
Really well played by Birmingham.
First timeout of the half for Birmingham. They'll have 2 remaining, as you see the night from Troy Lieber.
Yeah, Troy's been really good. That last play, though, was I think Birmingham was ready for it. It was a kind of just an off handoff to Lieber to the short side of the field, and Birmingham was stacked and ready for it. Held him to a pretty short gain.
And he also had this kickoff return.
That was big. Yeah, 95 yards to his all-purpose yards. So 27 carries, like you mentioned, over 200 yards. I bet he has
He's
at
also
least
got a catch for 28 yards as well. So,
and I would bet at least 10 tackles. I feel like he's made a ton of tackles.
A ton of tackles. And so he is having himself a night. But here is a 4th down play. 4th and about 8 for Laguna Hills. Ball at the 26-yard line.
36, it could be about a 42, 3-yarder, depending on how far they want to snap. Don't even thinking field goal right now, but
yeah, the long for Whitfield this season is 40. This would be from about 43, as you mentioned, GB. But Laguna Hills puts the offense back out there. They're 2 of 2 on 4th down tonight. This is going to be a 4th and 8, though, however. And some movement up front. And it's going to go against the Hawks. Just their 2nd penalty tonight. And it's a costly one. Interestingly enough, both their penalties have come at the end or near the end of halves. The first one near the end of the 2nd quarter on that roughing the kicker. And then this one comes with just above 2 minutes left in the ball game. So a 4th and 13 now. And too short to punt it, right?
Yeah. Although, I wouldn't be opposed to a little pooch kick, but I think they're going to go ahead and play this one out and see if they can get the ball down the field a little bit.
Austin looking and incomplete. He was looking for Burnham. That one thrown too tall.
Yeah, 3 guys surrounded him right there.
And so Laguna Hills turns it over on downs. And so now if you're Birmingham, you got 2:17 to work with and 2 touchdowns to try to get an equalizer.
Yeah, and in my head, because I'm weird that way, I'm already thinking ahead to what their 2-point conversion play is going to be. If they score here, I could totally see Coach Rose say, you know what, it's been a long game, man. Both teams are tired. After we score, we're going to go for 2 in the win.
You see John Lester there on the right. Said the slogan this season is business as usual. This is a spot where they want it to be. Here's the completion to Waters. His first catch since the first half. They've done a nice job of trying to eliminate him from the passing game. That one goes for 6, brings up a 2nd down and 4. They hurry it up. Tisdale delivers quickly to the outside. That one a dangerous throw as he was looking for Waters again. Clock stops on the incompletion and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
You saw the linebacker, right? When
right when
Tisdale, right when Tisdale kind of planted on that back foot, he broke on the football and almost got in there. He kind of undercut that route, Simmons did.
It was the defense that came up with a huge play last week at Golden Valley in the Southern Section Division 7 championship for Laguna Hills. Can they come up with a stop here? Can this Birmingham offense come up with an equalizer? 3rd and 4. Tisdale delivers incomplete. He was looking for Waters again, but nice coverage by the senior corner, Auten. And so that brings up a 4th down.
That was a great play by Auten right there. Again, Waters is their guy. They're not going to look anywhere else. And you see, man, that's a lot of zip on the football. A nice job. I think that was a pretty accurate throw. Looked off the safety, went back to Waters, singled up. Big time play.
So perhaps the season on the line here for the back-to-back-to-back LA City Section Open Division champs. Tisdale looking for Waters, caught along the sideline, and Birmingham has new life. A 1st down at midfield. 1:48 to play.
Man, a big time throw by Tisdale. Great job with the hands. If you watch Waters, everything he's caught has been with his hands outstretched.
And Simmons was right there again.
He was.
Waters now 8 catches for 103 yards and a touchdown tonight. He's also got a couple of rushing scores, but he's gotten over the 1,000-yard mark receiving on the season tonight. Here's the pitch to Morgan. Morgan breaks the tackle and is able to get to the 2nd level before Guzman takes him down across the 45. Ball is down at the 44 of Laguna. No 1st down there, so the clock continues to run. 1:30 and counting here for Birmingham. 2nd and 4. Snap taken and outside pass thrown. Is it a catch? They say incomplete. Acosta says he had it. And hold on, let's see. We're going to have a huddle here. We were blocked by, we couldn't see here from our vantage point. But our camera's right on it. Shout out to our crew here tonight. Fantastic.
Did he get a foot down? Looks like they're going to give it to him.
They're going to give it to him. But now the question is, where do they mark it? Is that enough for a 1st down? Or is it going to be a 3rd and short?
I mean, if you're Birmingham, you got to be over the ball because that clock's going to start and wind.
So they call it a catch, but it's short of the 1st down. So the clock is going to run once the official puts this in play. It'll be a 3rd and short at the 41-yard line. Birmingham in Laguna territory. They hand it off to Morgan right up the middle. Clock a stop on the 1st down after a pickup of 4. up to the 37-yard line.
Yeah, a lot of options here. If you're Birmingham, they still have 2 timeouts left. You can work the middle of the field. Obviously, Waters is your guy. They have a linebacker kind of shaded toward him. They have a corner and a safety. They have 3 guys essentially covering him.
Tisdale. And that one incomplete. And Tisdale shaken up. He took a shot and he is down in the backfield. And so there's going to be an injury timeout, but Tisdale is going to have to leave this game for at least a play here, GB.
And he's been so good. I can't believe he's just a sophomore, man. He's a pure thrower. I love the way the ball comes out of his hand. He's been in command, been very decisive with his reads, accurate with the football as well.
Waters is the backup quarterback. We've seen him run some Wildcat tonight. 1:03 left in this one. Birmingham down by 7. Waters has been phenomenal tonight. Let's see what he's done. We may have to see him as quarterback.
2 fight. All right, hey, on sound, right?
So Waters encouraging his offensive line and his entire offensive unit in that huddle near the sideline prior to taking the line of scrimmage here. So he's done just about everything tonight. Now he's summoned to be the quarterback for who knows how long. They hand it off to the freshman Hewitt. He tries the right side, and they take him down at the 35. They give him the forward progress there, but a timeout taken by Birmingham, so they'll have just 1 left. We'll see now if Tisdale can get back in the game.
55 seconds. 55.
We see Tisdale on the sideline. He has his helmet on, and he's right behind Jim Rose. And he's walking towards the huddle right now, so let's see if he gets back in there. And it looks like he's going to rejoin his mates.
Hey, looks good. Looks like he's ready.
So they survived that one play. You get the idea they felt like the sophomore would be able to return, but they had to burn a timeout nonetheless.
Yep.
So a timeout taken, 55 seconds left in this one. And now you're looking at a 3rd down and long from the 35. A 3rd and let's call it 8.
270 bubble. Right, hey, on sound, ready?
Nervous time right now, Rashawn. 55 seconds left. You still have 1 timeout left, so you can still, again, you don't have to just work the sidelines. You can work the middle of the field. It'd be nice to pick up a big chunk, get a 1st down. And I always say, don't be afraid to spike the ball early on the downs to stop the clock.
It's the 10th play of this drive, and it's a huge 3rd down. They delivered in the flat. Oh, it's blown up. Ball is loose. Oh, now they call it an incomplete. They call it an incomplete. Harris took an absolute shot there as they tried to throw it out in the flat. Laguna Hills defense all on top of that, and guess who?
There was
Lieber coming up from his safety spot.
And he got a running start and just annihilated.
A clean hit there.
Oh, that's 100% clean.
Well,
There's a flag
wait,
on the play.
there's a flag on the play.
I didn't hear what the flag was. I don't know what the flag would be. Some of the Birmingham crowd is saying that's a dirty play. That's the exact opposite. That's called football. You're allowed to hit.
No flag.
It happens.
No flag. So here's the second 4th down on this drive. Game and season on the line here for Birmingham. They've converted 3 of their 4 4th downs tonight. Tisdale with time, going to try to scamper, and they get him. Randolph, last week's hero defensively, comes up with another game-clinching sack potentially here. And it's a turnover on downs.
Yeah, Travis Randolph, 6'4", 230, has D1 size.
Let's send it to Nikki.
Fitting that the final 2 defensive plays came from Troy and Travis Randolph. They've been best friends since kindergarten. I asked Travis what this opportunity means to him tonight, and he told me it means everything. We've worked so hard all season, and it has finally paid off. We never thought we'd win a championship and move on, but I know all the work that we put in, and here we are.
Randolph had a strip sack last week in the win against Golden Valley. And Laguna Hills was able to milk the clock after that. He comes up with a huge 4th down sack here tonight. And the Hawks are going to have to take one more knee and get out of here. In a state regional final for the first time in program history, they advance to play for a state championship. A sigh of relief there for John Lester in his 2nd season at the helm of this Laguna Hills program. He guides the Hawks to a state championship berth, and they're going to win this one 35-28 in the Southern California Division IIIA championship. Just a well-played game on both sides. We'll step aside. More reaction to come from this one. Laguna Hills advancing to play for a state title.
We would now like to direct your attention to the 50-yard line for tonight's awards presentation. The runner-up plaque for the 2022 CIF Regional Football State Bowl 3A Championship game. We would like to congratulate the Birmingham Community Charter High football team. The championship plaque for the 2022 Regional Football 3A Championship game goes to the Laguna Hills Hawks.
Laguna Hills head coach John Lester receiving the Southern California Championship plaque. His team will play for the Division IIIA State Championship next week. On this stage for the first time in program history. What a season. I mean, you talk about going back to June, Coach Lester having to have emergency brain surgery, had 2 brain surgeries before the season started, and here they are now.
No, I mean, I can't speak enough about Troy Lieber. Again, all 3 phases of the game, right? He was unbelievable at running back, kick return, and then had the huge hit, several tackles on defense, but the huge hit on the last drive, man, he's MVP of the game easily, and man, teams are, I hate using the term sleeping, but colleges are sleeping on this guy for whatever reason. I'm not sure what I'm missing, but I'm not sure what the Birmingham crowd here is still chanting cheaters for. I have no idea what they're doing, but it was a great game, a clean game, and I don't know.
Coach Lester, you talked about it earlier, GB, every time they get into the weight room, they do 16 push-ups, 1 for each game that they hope to play this season. And so far, they've gotten through 15. Game 16 is next week, and they'll be playing for that state championship. Troy Lieber, fantastic night, and right now he's with Nikki.
Troy Lieber, did you catch your breath yet?
Oh my, not really. I'm still tired.
Hey, you told me you knew your team was going to be good. You didn't envision you guys coming this far, and now you've got a state championship to play for. What does that mean to you?
I mean, it's awesome. We've been grinding since the beginning of summer. I mean, I just love this team, and it's great that we're just going out with a win with these boys.
You're leading the state in touchdowns. You added 4 tonight. Your family's name is all over Laguna Hills history. But how does it feel to make some Hawks history records of your own?
I mean, that's just awesome. All I want to do is just lead my team to a championship, and that's just what I've been doing with the help of all these coaches and all my brothers.
The way this game played out, a shootout, and it ended with a huge defensive stop by your best friend, Travis Randolph. What was it like watching him make that play?
I mean, that's just awesome. We've been friends since elementary school, and I just, like I said, I just love being out here with these boys and just playing with my friends since day one.
I think I hear some Hawk Jacks in the background.
That's our fight song.
All right, this is a special group of seniors. What does it mean to you to be able to play one more game with them?
That's just awesome. We want to go out with a win, and we have a chance to do that next week.
Troy Lieber, an incredible performance by you. Time to go celebrate.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Troy. They're sleeping on him, GB.
Sleeping on him. No, I mean, I like the Rice Owls. One of their coaches, Marcus Tuatsosopa, actually called him and talked to him on the way here. But, man, he's a talented player. Again, running back, kick return, punt return for me. Next level, I like him at safety. Big hitter, rangy, tough, physical, smart. The frame's there to add some good weight. He's a complete package for me.
247 all-purpose yards, 4 touchdowns tonight. Shout out to Dave Caldwell helping us out on stats. Our fantastic crew here tonight, led by Dave Otto, our producer, Steve Bansa, our director. For Nikki K and Greg Biggins, I'm Rashawn Haylock, saying good night from Lake Balboa. Laguna Hills will make the 72-mile track back south as Southern California champions in Division 3A. They win it 35-28.